My makeup's making me look like I've got jaundice, but you know, it's on my face, so it's staying there. Hello, how are we all doing? Are we doing well? Fantastic. Why am I suddenly all out of character, happy and smiley for once, I hear you ask? Well, that's a good question. Today, I'm talking about my 6 favourite people in the world that have made my favourite TV shows. So these 6 people are Ben, Jim, Matt, Larry, Simon and Martha, who all met on Horrible Histories. I've been so drained today and I don't know where this energy has come from, but I'm glad I've got this second wind because I've never even got my first wind today. I love Horrible Histories still as a 22-year-old adult. That's a stretch. It's always been my favourite TV show. I'll probably say that it's other things to make myself sound like a grown-up, but it's always been Horrible Histories. It's a funny family show. And it's not like patronising to the kids. It's still on a level that they can understand. But like some of the jokes will go over their heads. And some of the songs in the later series, kids wouldn't understand, like the Dick Turpin one's supposed to be an Adam Ant parody. And like, kids don't know who the Sex Pistols are, but like they still love the Luddite song. And I just think it's really clever that it just includes everyone and you can all sit down and enjoy it together. I also learn a lot of my general knowledge from watching Horrible Histories. Like, I absolutely nail a quiz if it's something that's come up in Horrible Histories, because I'm like, I know this. Do you know what my favourite thing about this show is the Monarch song, because I've used it so many times to show off how clever I am. It's just because I've memorised a song. Honestly, I'm sat there like watching The Chase. I'm just in my head, I'm like, William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Oh, I think it's so easy to learn from that show. It's not like, here are some facts, learn them. It's interesting, so you're listening to it and then it sticks in your head. So you just remember it easily because you're enjoying it. After Horrible Histories, they moved on to do another show called Yonderland, which they wrote and starred in. Every part of it is just so my kind of thing. It's just perfect. It's a perfect show. It's just really like silly, fun storylines in this absolutely ridiculous world that they've created. All these different creatures and things. And the puppets, oh my god, it's just so like labyrinth vibes, like this complete other world filled with like craziness, with these little puppets popping up. And then slowly, like throughout the thing, you stop realising that they're puppets and you just kind of look at them as normal characters. One thing I didn't like though was Elf keep changing faces, and I'm happy that they acknowledged it. With a joke in the last series, I think, with the time being, and they were like going back and forth in time. He did acknowledge that he looked different. I think my favourite characters have to be the elders, and I think my mum's the same. She likes Simon's elder because she laughs every time he says cast off our robes. Why is Simon always the one getting naked? That's my question. I also love Ben's one that goes Debbie. Because my mum's called Debbie. So like in Mother's Day cards I go to Debbie. And then another one of Ben's characters, Nick the Stick. My dad's called Nick. So what I've absolutely loved during this lockdown is the Q&As that they've done, where you can see on Larry's shelves he's got the little puppet of Mojo, and I love that. I feel like Mojo is my spirit animal. He's really little and grumpy, and that's just me. I mean, not today, because I'm really excited. Maybe me earlier on in the day, because I wasn't in a very good mood earlier. Now, I absolutely love everything these guys do. And I absolutely love Shakespeare. And then they made a film about Shakespeare. And it is honestly like my favourite thing. And in this film, the references are just so perfect. They're so cleverly written in. I think Ben and Larry did an amazing job of writing this. The first like play that Bill writes is like the Series of Funny Misunderstandings song. That is honestly so perfect, and if you are a Shakespeare fan, you can get all of the references from the different plays and everything. There were so many jokes that just made me laugh like out loud, and I don't do that in public. Like, I'll sit when I'm at home and I'll laugh like out loud, but in the cinema I couldn't even control it. They just came out. Like, it was that funny. As actors, they are just amazing. They are proper role models for me because they put so much into these single characters. Even if they're just in for like 2 minutes, you can tell that they've worked on their posture, their body language, the voice, everything. You can't like compare the characters that they play in them because they're all so different, and I love that. It really makes the multi-rolling work when you put so much into each individual character that you can't say, oh, Matt's character there is exactly the same as that one. It's not. It never is. I think it's such a bonus that it looks like that they love what they do. Like, when I'm sad, I will watch bloopers from all of their stuff because you can tell that they're having such a good time. And now we come on to Ghosts. I absolutely adore Ghosts because each actor has like 2 characters. So you're not doing like the big multi-rolling. Well, Larry has 3, but he's just ahead. So, but what I love is how they're balancing the light and the dark. Obviously, because they're dead, the characters have to experience death. And I think it shows them really well as serious actors as well as these amazing comedy actors. Because there's so many scenes where they are dealing with this loss and then they'll just make a joke. You won't be like, oh, that was out of place. It balances so well, and they've crafted the show so perfectly that you can have that kind of curve in a scene where it's like lighthearted, oh, it's getting slightly more emotional, boom, joke, yes. Also, episode 6 of series 2, I won't give away what happens, but like, it made me cry. Everything makes me cry. I absolutely adore that in the second series they have just flown with it. It's like you've created this world, you're just going to explore it even more. You don't need a recap. You're literally just going in, boom, they're all back. And I love that you're delving deeper into the characters and like they're forming connections with each other, like Kitty and Mary being friends. The scene with the van where they're trying to come up with like the acronym and the song. I think Lolly and Katie work really, really well together, and I love Kitty. I think Kitty's my favourite. If I had to be haunted by any of them, I'd say either Kitty or Pat. I love Pat. I love what they did with Lady Button in this series. Not just the funny jokes, they're quite funny. I think with that, they've just allowed themselves to like take their time slot because it's on at 8:30. So like kids should be in bed, but it's not like late enough that you've got your effing and blinding. It's just like silly fun, but also a bit more grown up, and I really enjoyed that. One of my absolute highlights was when Robin gets interested in conspiracy theories. Because YouTube autoplay keeps going. And he starts watching things like about the JFK assassination and like the moon landing. And anyway, I've been super excited, so I've talked for about an hour, so I'm going to probably stop there. But if you haven't seen these shows, please watch them because they bring me so much joy. I watch them over and over and over again, and they're never not funny. They are so cleverly written and performed by these amazing people, and I hope they keep going and going and going, because I want more. So yeah, thanks for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of this. On Monday at 6 p.m, I have my review of the new Netflix film Enola Holmes, which I'm super duper excited about. As always, stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you on Monday. Bye!